All right, welcome back to 10K Bets Live, and we made it, ladies and gentlemen. We made it. It is officially March Madness season, I guess, just March Madness. But we have already seen some games today. We've had
Unreal games.
some highs, we've had some lows. You name it. It's only day one. And it's just been absolute madness. Join with me, per usual. We got Sammy Stats here today. By the way, the hottest sports bettor we actually have right now. We're going to get to that in just a second here. But one thing I wanted to bring up real quick, if you are watching along with us, I want you to head over to our YouTube, head over to Facebook, head over wherever you would like, and comment along. Let us know how your picks are going, who you got, what's the hot hand, where should we put our money, and we will tell you where we kind of rested our money and whether or not it paid off. Sammy, how the hell are you doing, buddy?
Fantastic. What a day. These next 4 days are just absolutely awesome. Some of the best of the year. So yeah, I mean, very exciting. Some awesome games today. And I expect nothing less tomorrow and the next day. So
I've got a bit of a responsible problem. And something I need to get off my chest here that I think I might be responsibly addicted to, but not really. I don't have an addiction problem. If you make sure you get help. But I love live betting games. And I think I'm 500 on it right now. I ended up live betting the Auburn game. No, not the Auburn game. I ended up live betting the what was the game just a little bit ago?
Duke just tipped off. Texas.
Duke. I know. I was waiting for those. Numbers. Like, I threw in money on Oral Roberts, obviously not looking very good right now at all.
But yeah, they had a tough start to the half, but it looks like they're down 17.5. But who knows? 40-minute game.
Yeah, absolute upset. We talked about this in our chat as well. We kind of dive into it, Sammy. You are hot right now. Arizona versus Princeton. And, buddy, you hit on a what, plus 550, 500?
Plus 550 there. Yeah, I was watching the game. It just seemed pretty back and forth. I didn't even mess around with the spread. I just figured 5.5 to 1 on Princeton seemed like a good number there. And, yeah, I mean, they were down like 10 in the second half. They started fighting back. Arizona went cold a little bit. And yeah, I mean, hell of a game by them. That they could make a little run. You beat Arizona, and yeah, I'm excited to see what they got coming forward.
Love that. Yeah, I ended up live betting 2 games. It was actually I had to go back and take a peek. Maryland, I ended up live betting, hit on that one. Very happy about that one. Yep. The other one was the Missouri game. Ended up losing on that one. I went the opposite way, so that was a stinker. It was goofy too, because that's a fun thing about this is with college basketball specifically, there's so many ups and downs. You end up finding out there's actually a lot of fraudulent teams out there that you just didn't necessarily expect them to be. Sure. Arizona, there's your prime example right there. I mean, losing to a 15 seed Princeton is a tough look. But yeah, I mean, when I ended up betting in them, Missouri, because they were playing it on, it was Montana State.
Montana State, I think, has Kansas State.
Who was Missouri playing?
Missouri's playing Utah State.
Utah State, that's what it was. Utah State. I know it was one of those goofy countries that nobody pays attention to. But I ended up betting on Utah State, and they were hot. Just sinking threes. And at the time, I think I snagged it for a good little chunk of change. And then, of course, that ended up faltering and being terrible because Missouri just ended up just draining threes all day. So
yeah, they played well down the stretch.
And I got to mention, too, with this thing, Sammy Stats is just an absolute stud. He's in on a few bets. I'm the worst college basketball game, or basketball like mind. This is the first year I've really gotten into it. I'm kind of diving into that motto of fuck it, we ball. I'm all about that right now, just because hockey has been the absolute worst. When we got to talk about some big plays, Sammy, what else did you hit on today? You hit another kind of a bigger nuts play as well, too.
Yeah, so it actually started really awesome. Maryland, I had them +2. They started, I think they were getting outscored like 18-4 to start. I figured that one was dead, but then they just crawled back. They actually won the first half, which I was very surprised with. And then that second half was just back and forth and ended up hitting that +2, which was great. Let's see, who else did I have in the morning? I had SDSU -5.5. That hit the window barely. They got fouled with like 0.7 of a second. In the game, up 4, and he hit them both, which was just massive. So that got to the window. I had Missouri money line +115. that was another one that looked slightly shaky, but they're always in it. Didn't really feel like it though. But then they just kind of prevailed at the end, had a pretty good second half. And then Furman, I caught 550. That was a great start too. One of those games back and forth with UVA. Didn't look like UVA was gonna take off by any means, and you're getting a team 5.5 to 1 in March. I'm gonna take that all day. So yeah, really good start to the day. We have Iowa +2. That doesn't look great. They're down 10, but we have Duke -6 and Northwestern money line, which both look pretty good there. And then tonight we have Penn State +3. So really good day. 2 +550s. And then also we had Arkansas money line too. I think Illinois is just fraudulent. They played bad all year really. So yeah, I mean, I've just been seeing it really nicely. Who knows? I could go 0 for 8 tomorrow. But yeah, no, just worked out really well today so far.
It was super awesome to see that the Furman ended up pulling off that win as well. So I remember it was funny because I think Dev from Wild Takes, if you don't know, he ended up like putting out something that's like all those like experts not putting Furman in their bracket or putting Furman on their board, and then he showed up his board and Arizona was in the final with them. Yeah. Then just eating a fucking shit cereal right away afterwards. Just tough look. Redzy boy.
Hey, what's going on, boys?
Toasted from the bar, live on the show, just in time.
I might have been at the bar a little bit watching a little bit of March Madness. It's no big deal though. Good to join you boys though. Earl Roberts though. Fuck, I'm so mad about Earl Roberts.
Yeah, it's not looking too good.
I'm so mad.
Well, we have a group chat. Obviously, we have a group chat where we end up talking about our sports bets, and we're it's not just like people send their messages in the morning. There's text all day long.
Dude, the group chat, the 10K bets group chat is fair enough.
Mm-hmm. It is
at 24/7. Marlo, you were firing off at like 3 a.m. the other day. I was shocked.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. I'm into this. I'm all for it. Cam, we sent you the invite. First off, you can gladly join for Vegas. Actually, Cam, if you do see this, I sent it to you, dumbass. Join in because I actually I want you to tell a story. So feel free to come on in. We'll let you chat as well. Anybody else that are seeing the comments, head over to YouTube, head over to Facebook, comment along.
Yeah,
we want to chat with you guys, please.
Join the live stream.
We were talking about Furman. We were talking about that unbelievable upset.
Okay.
I gotta say, you gotta feel bad for the guy who tried yeeting that ball all the way down the court. What? I mean, that's just poor time management. I mean, to be fair, like that's the fact that you happen to have like a 6'9" guy back there catching that ball, feeding it off for the Drano 3. Like it's still a sick play. Don't get me wrong. It's not entirely the kid's fault. It was like a series of just freak shit, but that's tough for the guy because he thought he had no time whatsoever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Turns out way
more.
Well,
that's what the guy who fucked that game for Virginia. That's going to be his like basketball deal for the rest of his life.
Oh, 100%.
Which he like, since he was probably one of those dudes who like in like 5th grade was like, I'm so good at basketball. And like his whole life was basketball. And then like his whole legacy was made by that one pass and it's fucked.
Ruined.
Like that's which I feel bad. And I had Furman. I bet Furman. I had Furman at bracket. Like fantastic. But I really feel bad for that guy from Virginia. What up,
Vegas,
bitch?
baby?
Yes. If you guys did not know, the 10K boys are in Vegas right now. Yeah, that's right, Mike. Sammy Stats is cleaning up. He's absolutely putting on a show. And I do have a little bit of beef with you, Sammy, because I don't see your picks in the chat. You're just kind of riding solo. You don't want us to muddy up your waters. You're just kind of winning.
My bracket's done. My bracket's over. It's done. It's over.
Hey, how's Arizona doing?
Winning. It's over.
Oh,
it's done.
Tough.
And then Virginia can go to hell.
So Cameron, you're in Vegas. You're betting. I think you said I'm betting every goddamn game that is on today. How has that been so far? You actually done every single game?
I have. We're like 50-50 right now, so I can't get mad about that. But
up money or kind of still resting flat even?
I'm like I'm even, honestly.
Hey, Cam, show us the view.
Dude, the view. I'm doing.
You got a view of the mountains, or you got a view of the parking lot?
I don't know how to switch it. I'm doing my phone. I don't know.
Turn your phone around.
Horrible angle of your chin. Yeah. There we go.
chins. So the reason, Cam, the reason we got you on is we need to do story time. Do you guys have Jack with you, or is it just Jakey boy there?
Just Jake, because we're in a room together. They're in their
We need to talk about that $10,000 Minnesota Wild bet at the airport.
Can we get to the bottom of it?
It's not McGolden Light. I don't give a shit.
I just want to hear the backstory of the $10,000 bet.
Please, Cam.
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about your Mick Ultra.
First of all, go fuck yourself. Second of all,
fair.
We were on the flight. We had a layover in LA because we're cheap and we flew Spirit. And there was these like two guys who said that they like run a book, allegedly, and they're like they basically asked like what are the bets, and Jack was like Wild money line. He's like, all right, I'll keep that in mind. So I'm sitting next to him on the plane, and he looks over at me. He like taps me on the shoulder, and he shows me his phone. He put fucking 10 grand on the Wild money line. I'm like, dude. I text Jack. I'm like, if the Wild lose, we are all getting killed. It was nuts.
Honestly, I can't imagine
$10,000. You didn't have to do that.
Getting choked out on an airplane. Jack is with the Wild in the morning, and 8-5 though. That's a game. Yeah. That's like even though it was, you guys had to have been frightened with how high that scoring that game was, eh?
Well, the problem. So we landed in Vegas, and when we landed, it was 1-0. The Blues were up. And then we were waiting for our Uber, and it was 3-1 Blues. I'm like, fuck, that guy better not come by us. We're fucked.
What a wild game, too. That game was, I like tuned in randomly. What a high scoring game. That was wild.
That was dumb.
Fleury, I mean, once again, Fleury's a loser. So, I mean, he lets up all the goals. But, I mean, good win for that guy. Yeah, I hope he enjoyed it. What do you think he's going to do with his, like, $9,000 or whatever he made?
It's probably like a $20 bet for us, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Roll it into something else.
He's
just going to go find somebody. I think maybe that's got to be like a game for him, right? He just finds random people and it's just like, all right, let's fuck
with these guys.
Boys, I'm not going to lie. This Pharaoh's kind of thick.
That is dope. You guys have like this, like the room right by that Pharaoh thing.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah. But I've never stayed at the Luxor. How is it?
It's fucking nuts. So obviously it's all in a pyramid, and also the balconies way too short. If you like stumbled when you were drunk, it's instant suicide. But like the elevators go up in a 36-degree angle, so they literally go like this. Every time I go up in the elevator, I think I like fall down. It's bad.
Look at Sammy sitting here. He's just like, I've been there like 45 times. Yeah, I know what he's talking about. He didn't even, like me and Ren's like, oh, sick. And he's just sitting there.
I haven't been to Vegas. I used to play.
I don't believe you, Sammy Stats. The man of the international man of mystery that you are. I don't believe you're like, I only stare at the Eiffel.
I got no clue what he's talking about.
I will say,
Sammy Stats has been at every UFC event since '68.
Yeah, I don't believe.
I wish.
So I'm gonna get off the stream quick because we're gonna go down to the sports book. But weirdest part, if you guys want stories, weirdest part of the trip so far, we just went to a toptional pool. So that means obviously tops are optional
for guys or girls.
Girls, and Lisa Ann was there. So that was an experience.
Oh,
Bonk.
All right. Before you take off though, what's the pick? What pick do we got from you? What's your big nuts play for the rest of the night? What you got?
Well,
or even tomorrow, I guess.
And why is it Oral Roberts live money line?
It's not, because right now I have Duke spread and they are murdering them.
Yeah,
we know.
Understatement.
We know.
My biggest nuts play was Arkansas spread, and that hit. But I would say for the last 4 games I haven't tipped yet, my big nuts play is Louisiana money line over Tennessee.
Go fuck yourself.
No, I love when we got beef. Just a head button. Cam, real quick, last one for you. Do you have an issue with the fact that Sammy Stats isn't putting his picks in the fucking chat? He's just.
I do have an issue with that.
Riding off.
That is a big issue, Sammy Stats. I
will give them all. Usually, I mean, I don't expect the 5.5 to 1s to slap. I mean, half the time you're just throwing away money. But yeah, today's been red hot.
He's like the fucking government.
I'll get you the full card tomorrow.
Sammy, you're the only reason I bet Oral Roberts. I have no interest in this game because you're hitting these like you're literally putting you're fucking slapping it off the tee with your big fat cock out to center field.
Real quick, because one more thing, because I'm interested. Name your final 4 picks.
Like in a bracket or like what my futures are?
No, in a fucking Sudoku puzzle. Yes, a bracket.
All right, hold on.
Sudoku puzzle. Mine are Houston, Texas, Kansas, Marquette.
Chalk.
Yo, Kansas looked good today, though.
Marlo?
I don't know enough about college. I'm going to say NC State.
No.
Tulane.
All right, I got Alabama, Marquette, Texas, and Kansas.
Two chalk. It's
Good.
Alabama, Houston, Duke, UConn.
Duke?
Okay.
Chalk guy.
Duke.
No,
I mean,
I was listening to part of
UConn
my.
might.
I got
UConn
futures
ain't
on them,
fucking going
Cam, so I'm
anywhere.
okay with that.
UConn and Duke. Duke's one of the hottest teams in the country, and
Until they
UConn
lose to
has-
Oral Roberts tonight.
that's. Do you know what the score is right now?
I'm well aware, but
It's 44
they
to
can come
24.
back. It reminds me eerily of the Maryland, whoever the fuck they played earlier today. Game
West
where I
Virginia?
lost- Yeah, West
They
Virginia.
Maryland
Which I
was
lost
never
money on
down by
that, too.
20.
Oh yeah, Duke's killing them.
Shut up.
Means
Doesn't
nothing.
matter.
Means
All right.
nothing.
I'm gonna bounce. Boise
All right.
State. Boise
Have
State's coming
fun,
back.
Cam.
See ya,
Hey.
buddy.
Cam, go to hell.
Kicked him off. All right, there goes Cam in Vegas. I think I can't tell who's more buckled. You, Renzi boy, or Cam are there.
Cam.
Cam.
For real?
I mean, I'd be buckled in Vegas too.
I guess. But yeah, so if you guys didn't see, of course, Jack ended up talking. We just went over that, but Jack ended up talking to a guy, gave him wild money line. I don't think I've ever looked at Jack and been like, I trust that guy. Especially enough to throw $10,000 on an NHL bet too, as we've talked about numerous times. NHL bets are nightmares. Like,
Yeah, they're hard.
they're so. I actually have even stopped. I have one future remaining, and that's on the New York Rangers, and it's only because the Boston and Carolina's odds were so junk. But I have a future on the Rangers. I'm done betting hockey. I think. Like I think I'm gonna stick to golf, NASCAR, and basketball now because fuck it, we ball.
Yeah, fuck it, we ball.
Upcoming picks here as well too. We got a few that we're gonna throw out there. This one won't be too crazy because we got to get back to watching the games. We appreciate anybody still tuning in. We appreciate anybody who hammered that like button as well too. Josie, get well,
Hey,
buddy.
Josie.
Can't wait to have you back here as well too.
Bye.
I actually do have money on NC State. I ended up putting that out there. I think you guys all told me I'm a dipshit, but with the way this tournament's going, I'm kind of feeling confident in that pick.
No pick's a bad pick in March.
No, I put money on NC State. I'm with you.
That doesn't make me feel better.
Yeah, that's true.
That makes I don't know if I like that or not. Oh God, Josie, and as we just talked about not giving hockey plays, Josie says
Stop
Oilers
it with the
Stars
hockey.
over Vegas. We're done with hockey. Hockey's dead.
And soccer. Same stats. Stop it with the soccer.
No,
You
No
know,
Sakina.
one
soccer?
cares.
Renzi,
I-
I got winners for you though.
Ugh.
That's
Soccer's
Premier
so
League.
boring. It's so boring.
Well, you don't have to watch it. Or
I
watch
don't.
It. You can
And I
just,
don't bet
you
on
can
that.
just
I don't
catch
hate
it.
Ugh. Soccer is so boring.
Anyways, the other pick that I have as well too, Providence Friars over Kentucky.
Yeah,
I think
baby.
that one's kind of it's the odds
Mhm.
don't read it as that. I think it's kind of a nutsy play, but I think if I don't know. Providence,
Really
I
like
think
the
it's a
plus
solid
4
squad.
there. Yep, I'll be taking the +4 all day and sprinkling the money line. I don't think Kentucky is very good.
Mhm.
They're blue blood though.
Yeah,
Ugh.
true. I like Providence in that spot though. It depends. Like if Oscar Shibwe goes off, well then he goes off and they they get their points from him. But I think Jared Bynum just is a stud for Providence, and hopefully he can turn around. And then also they have that big guy, blanket on the name down low. Very good too for Providence. He's been a little cold lately, but he's like really good. So yeah, Providence +4, lock it in.
Love it. Renzi, what plays you got coming up here? I know you're kind of sectioning them off by slots. I don't know if you've looked forward to the future or not, but
No,
you
I've
got
kind
any
of been
points you're
going.
looking at?
I've been kind of going through the day as the day goes on. My big play, I put a big amount of money on Oral Roberts money line, and it's not going well. So
And it's your fault, Sammy. That's the worst part.
And it's Sammy's stats fault.
You're hitting on the big ones, and you're not giving out your picks. We're kind of like children here. You got to keep us in the playpen because we'll roam. We'll roam. We'll find the stairs. We'll stick a fork in the socket.
I'll give you all of them. Coming forward here, I'll give you all of them. Hand up, I did not expect to be perfect right now. Minus Iowa is getting their ass kicked, so that will be my first loss of the day.
Yeah.
It's not over yet, right?
And it just sucks because I've actually won. I've won whatever I put on Oral Roberts money line is what I've won already. Just like any other time I bet anything ever. It's I'm up, I put it all on one bet, and I fucking lose it all. It's just always I can never get ahead. I'm just even all the time. I can never walk away, but it's fine. It's all right.
Tennessee, Louisiana over 135.5. How do we feel about that one? I think that one is going to be a good game. Oh,
I hate it.
Oh,
okay. Oh.
I was big on Tennessee, and then Cam and Mike in the group chat made fun of me, so I changed it. I took Tennessee out of my Final Four. Now I had Tennessee losing everything. And Louisiana, Lafayette, I don't like them solely because they have their names, the Raging Cajuns, and they have Ragin apostrophe at the end. I don't like that. So I don't like that. I don't like that bet.
Renzi gets bullied out of his picks, and he loves grammatically correct teams. That's all that Renzi does.
That's it. That's how you win bets. Is looking at the small things.
Can we talk about Tulane?
Yes.
Can we talk about that?
What do you want to talk about, Tulane?
Absolute disaster they play Memphis great 2 games in a row.
They did.
Absolutely great. They scored a bazillion points in both games.
Can we talk about Sam Stats? How you bullied us all into taking that?
I was so
that was on you. I bet Tulane too.
If you listen back to 10K Bets Live, I even told, because I think all of you were gone. I told Cam, I'm done betting Tulane basketball. I've learned my lesson. And then you come in the group chat, and all of a sudden it's just so hard on Tulane. We're hammered, we're horny, and I'm
Tulane.
If there's a horny Tulane guy, I'm him.
Tulane tonight. It wasn't Tulane. And the worst part about it, and I mentioned this in the group chat, it was not close ever.
Oh,
it was a burial, a slaughter. I couldn't believe it. I thought they'd have a lot more heart there. Especially being in a conference tournament title game, knowing that likely they're not going to be getting a bid. So this is obviously a game to go to the tournament. Slaughtered.
Yeah. No, it's sad.
Hand up. That one's on me. But oh my God, I was shocked at the performance. They couldn't do anything right.
Yeah. You fell under the Tulane voodoo.
Oh,
I've been there, and luckily for me, it happened during football season when I won a ton of money off of them during football. But basketball wasn't the call. So.
Yeah, I wasn't even interested in betting, but as soon as I heard everybody in the chat going Tulane, I was like, all right, let's ride.
Especially because I was like, I'm just gonna take the +6, and then Cam comes in here and he's like, I'm not taking it because I'm taking money.
Yeah,
he comes in like Wolf on Wall Street. He's just like, raw.
Yeah.
When it comes out, I might group chat. When it comes down to placing the bets, because I just get too excited. I'm like, oh man, everyone's on it. I have to do it. It's I don't know. I do better when everyone's against me. That's how it seems it goes. But yeah, Tulane, they're great school, great people, but basketball just wasn't their year. So
yeah.
Before you got on, I was telling Sammy, I was like, I think I have a bit of an issue. I love live betting. I think it's the best thing in the entire world. And right now, I'm legitimately Boise State's down only 6. It's get them at +245, maybe. And then the other one I was looking at, I was like, I was only down 12 +650.
Yeah, that's what's tough. I thought about that too during the Utah State game. I'm like, oh man, I should live bet them. And then I slapped myself in the face. I'm like, stop it.
You were smart. I live bet them.
Yeah,
I live bet them and lost. That stunk. And I told Sammy it was right before they hit their streak because the number shot up pretty high. I think I got them at +250 at the time, and they were only down by 8. and I was like,
which
that's
is
not
a pretty
terrible.
good number.
Yeah,
Especially
and then,
when, I think there was at least 10 minutes left, and
yeah,
I mean that's an eternity in basketball. So,
and that's when Utah started popping off. They were straining threes, like they were making big plays, and then just all kind of fell apart after that. So that was heartbreaking to actually tune in and watch. So
yeah, which they're good bets because like especially during March Madness, like it's especially how it's gone today. It's crazy. Like you've got a good chance of winning. So,
yeah, so I'm looking at it right now. Houston is one. I mean, they're one you're not going to touch. I like looking at those big, like, giant spreads or giant payouts and then I try to look for those ones to live bet because, like, they fluctuate so much in the middle of the game, and maybe you can catch yourself some good action. But I'm obsessed. I didn't think, like, March Madness, we talked about basketball a ton. I have very, very little interest in basketball. This is the first, like, March Madness that I've ever, like, tuned in and got into a little bit. I'm loving this. This is an absolute blast. Anybody that's, like, newer to sports betting or, like, doesn't know where to start here. Like, it'll get your blood pumping. It's because there's so much variation in these games. I love it personally. I think I'm absolutely obsessed. But
yeah, no, it's fun to sell. This is March.
Yeah,
this is
that's
March.
for sure.
Yeah.
All
that's
right.
like you look at that Furman game alone, like that was wild.
Awesome.
Yeah, there's
so
going to be more of those to come.
I more so love the reaction videos than anything. Like we're gonna have to like find a game. Like maybe when we get down to like the Final Four or something like that, where we all get together, live stream the whole game or whatever. Even if we're sitting apart from each other, but just the reactions alone. Oh God, I love it.
They're sweet. Yeah. Did you guys? Do you guys have any futures that you're eyeing on? I know it's just day one, but any of those?
I had last week. I bet Texas plus 2,200.
Love it. Yeah,
that's the only future I have, and I think they got a good. I don't. Since we're recording, I don't know what the score is right now. It was close when I hopped on.
They're dogging Colgate.
Okay, good.
It's 37. Well, I mean, it's 37-25. 2 minutes left in the first.
I mean, we're doing all right. I was after the Princeton Arizona game. I was like, "Fuck, the 2 seeds are fucked." I'm so fucked.
a little worrisome.
Yeah, but I love Marcus Carr. I think they got a good chance. They got a good chance in their region, and just
they're playing really well. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they just 20-balled Kansas in the Big 12 championship.
Yeah.
I mean, that says enough about the way this team's playing, offense, defense. I got them as well. 18-1, 22-1. What a pick! That's great.
Yeah, last week I think I got it on a week ago today. I saw it like 22 to 1. I was like, I only put like $25 on him. I'm like, I think I have to.
I mean, that's still like $560 or something.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah,
I'll take that
for sure. How about you, Marlo?
I'm newer to this, so like you're gonna have to take this with a grain of salt.
Grain of
sand, grain of salt. What's the term? Is it salt?
Grain of salt.
It's salt. It can be whatever you want.
Yeah, salt me. Kansas, I thought looked great personally. There was another team I thought looked really good, but Kansas was one where I was like, these guys are stellar. And so I was trying to just find the odds right now to see if I can place it. I didn't see anything personally, but Kansas is probably the one I have my eyes on. But I'm gonna be watching a few more games, and I'll end up tweaking that as well too. There was another team that looked very good, but I can't remember who it was, maybe it was just good because of their opponent. But they had some big dogs out there. I can't remember. There was one team where I think it was in the second half. There was like 5 minutes left. They said that they had like 4 or 5 players that were in double-digit points. Like I was like, that's a ton of. Like that wealth spread can play a big factor as well too later games. I don't remember who it was, but I'll have to see if I can find that again. But Kansas is the one that I'm eyeing right now.
Yeah, for sure.
So, but outside of that, I mean, upcoming we got NASCAR as well too. I don't think we have a whole lot outside of that. And even NASCAR,
golf, but I don't have much on the Valspar this week.
It's tough to focus on anything but March Madness right now.
It's really hard. It's like I'm not even gonna watch any of it. So I mean, I put a unit on Fleetwood top 10 and Hadwin top 10, and then Spieth to win. So I got to check in to see how those are doing, but hopefully okay.
Speed's been playing very well as well too. So I think he's definitely has a shot to hit as well too.
Yeah, the field's not very good. It's like one of the lower tier fields. So yeah, I mean, I would certainly hope at least he could get into contention. But you know, golf's weird, golf's funny, so you never know.
Have you guys seen? This has been kind of started by Brian Whitney of Spit and Chicklets, where he's talking about how fucking boring Scotty Scheffler is. And then the more I looked at it, I was like, yeah, you know what? He is pretty fucking boring.
I know.
Like, so what I did was immediately I went to golf Reddit, because there's a lot of irrational people in Reddit. Obviously, Facebook is probably one and the same as well too. And there's a lot of people like, he's not boring, and they were livid about this take. It's just like, and then there was the best part was people were challenging it. It's like, what's interesting about him? It's just radio silent. People couldn't think of shit. It's just, I don't know. I agree. I think he is fucking dry. Who do you think is the most exciting golfer that's like current golfer right now? Because like obviously there's those names that are like John Daly, obviously fucking freaking nature. He's interesting, he's exciting, but like who right now do you think is like the actual genuine exciting player?
I mean, other than the obvious Scheffler and Rahm, who have pretty much just been, I mean, a leg above everybody else. I personally love Tyrell Hatton. This Englishman, he's just really funny. Like, you know, he'll miss putts, he'll show his anger, emotion. Just a funny golfer that I enjoy watching. But as far as like, I mean, Ricky's playing a little better. If you any Ricky Fowler fans,
he woke up.
He definitely has had a few years of just dog shit golf. But he has been playing better there. So, you know, definitely an exciting player. But me personally, I love watching Tyrell Hatton. I mean, he's just not afraid to show his emotion. And I think for a viewer, that's, you know, important. Like people want to watch that because it's, you know, it's so similar. Like when we go out there, we miss a putt, it's motherfucker, all this, you know, and he just drops it in front of everyone. He doesn't care. So, I would say Tyrell, but there's some other ones too.
I can't remember the golfer. I'm trying to think of the one. There's one golfer who like he has a history of like hitting shots and reacting just livid out of his mind, and then it ends up like being an absolute dart. Or like the react, because I remember I've seen clips. I was watching like a highlight reel where it was like of that person. I'm gonna try and I wish I had the name. This is super unprepared for this question, but didn't anticipate talking golf today. But it was like 7-8 shots in a row of him, and the announcer was like, "Ooh, it's not looking good based on that," and it was just like 3 feet from the pin. It was just like,
I'm not quite sure why he was disappointed there.
Yeah, it did make it. Like, we're talking like club throw or like one-handed follow through where he's just like, oh damn it, shit, and dark. I'm gonna have to find that name and I'll bring it to the next episode or whatever, which is on Monday, by the way. So make sure you tune in Monday. We'll talk more sports, but we'll get more March Madness reactions as well too, and hopefully have the full crew here. But Renzi, do you have a golfer that you're kind of like?
I don't know. It's kind of biased. Like you always hear like Max Homa. And like Pardon My Take and stuff. Like he seems like a pretty cool guy. Obviously, then you go for the favorites, like Sammy said, like Scheffler. Or, I don't know. It's tough to say. They're like because it's tough. You never get. That's why like that Full Swing Netflix documentary was so good.
Very.
You get like the backstory about him. Like when you're watching it, because golf, it's the best and worst part about the story. So, about the sport, it's so proper and like all that. It's like you have like the etiquettes and everything. It's like it'd be nice to see like the guys behind the scenes, like how they actually are, and that's why that Full Swing documentary is so awesome. It's like, oh, these guys are pretty cool, like just guys being guys, but like
and it did really well. I know they like right after they dropped season 1, like a couple weeks later, they announced season 2. So I mean, obviously it got great hype around it. People really liked it. And they're gonna get like 8 new golfers per se, eight guys that they didn't highlight in the first season to the second season. So I mean, it'll be really cool to see.
Yeah, I love that they're filming it now too. Like, so we're gonna get some good shit, hopefully.
Yeah, which is cool. Like, because like Tony Finau was like a big part of the first one, and like again, like when the 3M opens here, it's never like you don't draw like a bunch of huge guys, but like Tony Finau, I think, won it last year. So it's like, that's kind of cool. Like you see one of the bigger name guys like that comes here to Minnesota to win one.
Yeah.
Kind of exciting to see. So it's like, that's what it makes me like as a Minnesota guy, like, and I'm like not a gigantic golf fan, but like pretty. I like it. So it's like
Yeah.
seeing a guy like Tony Finau featured in the golf world. It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
By the way, ended up finding the golfer. I gotta say, I do like Finau quite a bit as a golfer. He's probably one of my favorites. That's like not top table like guy, but I think he's a solid and awesome. Well, his shoe game is fucking fire all the time too. But it's Hideki Matsuyama. If you get a chance, look him up. He's the king of like faking out the commentators. It's hilarious. All you have to do is type in.
Really?
Yeah, type in like when you get out of this, we end the show. Just do a quick little search of Matsuyama. Fake out or like I guess I'm trying to find it. There's one here, or Matsuyama, whatever. I'll send you the link or whatever. Just look it up. Luck or skill. There's one here called Luck or Skill Hilarious Reactions to Good Golf Shots, but Matsuyama's the king of it. He frequently reacts to his shots, and they're just fucking beauties. So
he's the one that won the Masters like 2 years ago, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I won a fuck ton of money. That's what it was like. It was like a work pool thing where I had like the last pick, and I'm like, Hideki Matsuyama, and I ended up winning like a shit ton of money. So that's
and
cool.
if I remember, I think he came from behind. I don't know if it was Saturday or Sunday, but all of a sudden you're like, oh, Hideki's got like a 3-shot lead, and there's not many holes left. Like this guy's gonna win. Awesome.
Yeah, he's good shit. He's good shit.
Yeah, and then you ended up blowing that money because you bet like Spiders football like later.
I did.
Like, oh, damn it. What the hell, Richmond?
As mysterious as it came, it left. So.
Yeah. Well, hey, guys, I think we can kind of call it there. I want to say anybody that tuned in the show today, we appreciate it. Hopefully you guys enjoy March Madness. Feel free to reach out to us, talk to us. I mean, we're constantly talking sports bets. If you want picks, we're not going to promise they're going to be good ones, but we're going to give you some. You can decide whether to fade or ride. It's up to you. But from Marla from 10K Bets, Renzi, Sammy Stats, the rest of the crew is in Vegas or just not here. But we want to thank you guys for tuning in. Anytime you come to the show, head over to Facebook, YouTube, like, subscribe, and comment along. We want to hear your stats, or we want to hear your sports bet. We're tired of talking to ourselves. We want to hear from Mike talking about how much money they're making over there, or Veach just comes in Arizona. Okay, cool. Thanks, Veach. Either way, we want to get you guys involved. We want to chat with you guys, and I got to say, we really do appreciate you. I'm once again Marla from 10K Bets. Hopefully, you guys enjoy the rest of your March Madness. We will see you boys back on Monday, 7:00 p.m. Peace.
Have a good one.